Welcome to VSB News Online for Tuesday, August 18th. I'm Peter Kitzel. The opposition's attempt to move a motion calling for the appointment of a commission of inquiry to look into allegations of corruption involving 3 OBA ministers fell by the wayside in the early hours of this morning. Here is how things went when Wayne Furbert attempted to have the rules waived to allow the House to debate the motion, even though it was only introduced the same day of meeting.
Be it resolved that the governor immediately issue a commission of inquiry consisting of a minimum of 3 commissioners chosen from outside these aisles, authorizing them to conduct a special investigation for the public welfare into the serious allegations of extortions and bribery made against sitting ministers of the government, the Honorable Al Craig Kennedy, JP-MP, Senator the Honorable Michael Fay, JP, and Member for Warwick Northeast, Mr. Mark Pettingill, JP-MP, as contained in affidavit of developer Mr. Michael McLean, dated 2nd of July 2015, and filed in certain Supreme Court proceedings.
The honourable member has asked that standing orders be suspended. He's asking the House to suspend standing orders in order that he can carry forth this motion. So all those in favor of suspending the orders, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. Nay. The nays have it. So therefore, the matter will go on the, will stay on the order paper, but will not be debated tonight.
Premier Michael Dunkley spoke to VSB News about the Furbert motion earlier on Monday afternoon, not knowing at that time if and when it would be submitted by the opposition, but being quite clear in his own mind that it was singularly inappropriate and would have to be opposed.
In regards to the motion, let me say right up front that as Premier and with the support of all my colleagues, we believe in openness and we believe in transparency and we believe in accountability. However, if there are any allegations that are made, in the first instance, it's always up to the police to deal with those allegations. And I fully support the police looking into any matter that they wish to look into, and I will not hinder any investigation in any way. This motion by Mr. Furbert is certainly out of line and uncalled for because he refers to an affidavit by a gentleman in support of a court case, which was never even used during that court case. And he forgets to mention the 4 affidavits that were filed in response to the second affidavit that this honorable member refers to. Now, I certainly am not going to rush to judgment on anyone before we know what is taking place with any investigations. I have confidence in my colleagues. I've looked into this matter myself, and I believe that those members have acted in an appropriate manner. I'm not going to get involved in hearsay in any way.
The tropical depression that currently lies 2,000 miles to the east-southeast of Bermuda is expected to have come within 1,500 miles by Friday morning, at which time it is expected to have become Hurricane Danny. The Bermuda Weather Service has the storm system moving west at 11 knots, with winds at 30 miles per hour gusting to 35, and conditions conducive to further strengthening. A close eye is being kept on what will then happen to Danny and where it will be heading, but the computer models seem to favor the Caribbean being a more likely target than Bermuda at this time. A key component in the future success of the island's tourism industry are the airlines. The carriers serving Bermuda, particularly from the United States and Canada, are constantly on tourism officials' radar screen. And CEO of the Bermuda Tourism Authority, Bill Hanbury, clarifies the role they play in our tourism initiatives.
There are, we believe, 3 or 4 critical flights that ought to keep flying during the wintertime. Certainly, the United flight out of Newark is important to us. We believe we can save that flight for this winter. There's a lot of work going on with United directly that government has been involved in, the BTA has been involved in to save that flight. We also have to make sure that Delta keeps flying out of JFK. There's been some discussion about that flight being in jeopardy. We don't believe that it's in jeopardy anymore. We believe that Delta is committed to us. We would very much like to see the U.S. Air flight out of Philadelphia continue. That is not, if we stay on the track we're on right now, that will not happen. So there's some efforts underway to work with U.S. Air and with American, who will be the carrier there, to save that flight. And that's not a done deal, but it is work that's underway. We also would like to see the Boston JetBlue flight continue during the wintertime. That's something that's in the works and has been discussed, but still not a done deal at all. The Premier has met directly with the hierarchy of United Airlines. He has been in direct conversations and negotiations with United Airlines, as has our Minister Crockwell, and those have been productive. We specifically said that the top priority for us was to save the Newark flight with United Airlines, and we believe we're on a track to save that flight for this coming winter. The next priority is U.S. Airways out of Philadelphia, and we believe we are on a track to save that flight. The reality is you don't want to bring the Premier to a meeting like that unless you can actually implement change and actually have him effectuate decisions. And so that's happened with United Airlines, and we're assuming it's going to happen with a couple more airlines between now and when we start going into the winter season.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
Government yesterday revealed it has hired a former top British police officer specializing in financial crime. Under questioning from the opposition, Premier Michael Dunkley said the financial investigator has been working on a short-term contract with the Bermuda Police Service, but he gave no information on his mission. Chris Lodge has more.
Former London Metropolitan Police official John Briggs is at present on contract from July 27th until March 31st of next year, and payments to date made to Mr. Briggs based on an annual salary of $104,640 thus far, totaling $29,900. The details were given by Minister of National Security and Premier Michael Dunkley, this in response to parliamentary questions from Shadow Minister Walter Urban. Meantime, in answer to other questions, government will foot the bill for the defamation action taken by Finance Minister Bob Richards against Jason Hayward, the president of the Bermuda Public Services Union. Mr. Richards saying that Cabinet has concluded that funding this civil action will be a government purpose. He said the action was not a private matter since the allegation had been made against him while carrying out his duties. Lawyer Saul Frumkin represents government in the action, according to the minister, and he told MPs that any payments made would be fully transparent and documented. I'm Chris Lodge, VSB News.
Offered the chance to attend one of London's top drama schools, but lacking the resources, 19-year-old Julia Frith came up with the idea of raising the tuition fees by putting on her own theatrical performance here so that her supporters can experience for themselves what she has to offer. So this Friday night at the Daylesford Theatre, Julia and her brother Gabriel will give us a one-hour show of drama, music, dance, and comedy entitled Match Me If You Can. Brian Darby asked Julia to tell us about her journey so far.
When I first started in Bermuda, my big showcase on the stage was playing Princess Lychee in Aladdin in the 2012 Panto for BMDS. So I think that's where it all started here in Bermuda. I've been working away in Canada. I've done plays in London, I've done plays in Toronto, I've done plays in Stratford. And so coming back here in Bermuda, I worked with Troika, playing Babette in Beauty and the Beast. I performed at the Premier's concert in 2013, writing my own piece, which was actually the first time I've ever done that. And so after doing these pieces in Bermuda, I decided that why not do my own thing?
No one else to tell you what to do then, is there? It's all yours.
Exactly. I don't have to give over too much creative control, although that's something that I think I need to work on.
You brought your brother in.
Yes. I decided, at first I was thinking about doing a one-woman show, but I realized that it's really hard to do a one-woman show. So I decided to do a one-woman and a one-man show. And the only person that I really trust to do that right now is my own brother.
That was it. Comedy, drama, everything.
I'm looking for it to be everything. I'm hoping that it will be a journey that will incorporate comedy and drama as I expose the truth about myself, the truth about how I view the arts, and whatever comes out of that, I don't know.
And there'll be a strong delegation of Friths in the audience, we trust?
I hope so. I hope so. Our family is normally very supportive of each other, so I'm guessing at least half the theater will be Friths.
Michael was your grandfather?
Yes, Michael Frith is my grandfather.
It starts there.
It starts, well, yes, I guess it does start there. He worked with the Muppets. He worked with Jim Henson as one of the designing creators, and Kathy Mullen is my grandmother, and she was the right hand of Yoda in all of the Star Wars movies, and together they created Fraggle Rock that was based here in Bermuda on the Caves.
What a wonderful lineage.
Yes. Well, I guess it's a lot to live up to.
Think about that. An hour long?
Yes.
You understand? That's a bit short.
Well, when you're trying to do a one-woman show, an hour long is certainly not short in my eyes.
Well, look forward to it. Singing, is that going to be part of it too?
Yes, I've decided to include singing, acting, movement. I'll be doing a dance piece with Gabriel, and I'll also be showcasing some aerial silks performances.
The Bermuda Monetary Authority signed its 25th Memorandum of Understanding at the weekend, and in doing so scored a major diplomatic coup. This one was with the U.S. regulatory body known as the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, and BMA CEO Jeremy Cox was able to call it a tremendous vote of confidence in the value of Bermuda, since the U.S. was its largest trading partner, and the NAIC had enjoyed a warm relationship with Bermuda for 20 years. Earlier this year, Bermuda joined Germany, Switzerland, and the UK in being granted qualified jurisdiction status by the NAIC. The Fire and Rescue Service recently went looking for new recruits, and from 200 applications were able to choose 7 males who met their high standards. But if you thought this was good news, you were not in the House of Assembly at 2:45 this morning. Shortly before Parliament adjourned until November 13th, PLP member Derek Burgess rose to voice this complaint.
Earlier this year, the fire department advertised for recruits, and recently they selected 7 people to be employed in the Bermuda Fire Services. Mr. Speaker, out of those 7 folks that were employed, 5 were non-Bermudians. The whole 5 were spouses of Bermudians. You know, I've heard the Honorable Premier said that Bermudians come first. Now, if he wants to deny it, he can. But I remember hearing him say that. Only 28%, 2 Bermudians, were hired.
And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Bermuda's under-16 national cricket team went down by 63 runs in the UK, taking on County Norfolk. A 124-run third-wicket partnership between Matthew Bint and Oscar Binney was the difference between the two teams. County Norfolk batted first and scored 291 for 3 in their 40 overs, and then bowled the Bermuda under-16 national team out for 156. Bint was the top scorer with 88 not out, while Binney added 54. Dalen Richardson was the pick of the Bermuda bowlers. He took 2 for 32 off of 6 overs. In reply, Richardson was Bermuda's top scorer with 77 not out. Meanwhile, Delray Rollins has been selected to the English Board's Under-17 Super Fours. This competition selects the top Under-17 players across the UK in 4 regional teams. All of these regions will play each other on one occasion as part of a group. The group winners and runners-up will then go forward into the final of the competition, while those regions that finish 3rd and 4th in the group will play each other in a 3rd and 4th place playoff. Day 2 of the 2015 Senior Caribbean Squash Championships saw Bermuda players back in action in the Cayman Islands. In the men's individual quarterfinals, number 1 seed Chris Binney from Jamaica defeated Noah Brown in 3 games, 11-8, 11-8, 12-10. While number 2 seed Sunil Seth from Guyana defeated Michael Franklin in a 5-set battle, 5-11, 11-4, 11-6, 5-11, 12-10. Both Brown and Franklin moved into the consolation semifinals, where they both won and will meet in the consolation final. Brown defeated Mandala Patrick from Trinidad and Tobago 11-5, 9-11, 11-6, 11-4, while Franklin defeated Bruce Burrows from Jamaica 6-11, 11-5, 11-4, 11-6. Runa Retta advanced to the women's individual final after she won her quarterfinal match, defeating Akila Wiltshire from Guyana 11-2, 11-1, 11-6, and then she won her women's semifinal, defeating another player from Guyana, Ashley Cahill, 11-3, 11-5, 11-9. In an all-Bermuda women's consolation match, Rachel Barnes defeated Emma Keane 11-8, 8-11, 13-11, 12-10. Barnes would advance to play a consolation quarterfinal match, going down to Jackie Giles from Cayman Islands 11-5, 9-11, 11-6, 11-8. Only one race was sailed on day 3 of the 2015 Laser Radial Youth World Championships going on in Canada. Cece and her brother Mikey Woolman, as well as Peter Dill and Ben Smith, are all taking part. In the boys division, Mikey Woolman started the day in 37th and ended the day 33rd with 45 net points after recording a 10th place finish. Dill finished 19th and now has 57 net points and is in 44th place. Smith moved up 20 spots and is in 72nd place with 81 net points after finishing 8th. Cece Woolman is currently 27th in the girls division with 90 net points. She finished the only race of the day in 19th place. Pan American Games finalist Jillian Teixeira finished 8th while competing in the CSI 2 Grand Prix at the Bohiden International Horse Jumping event in Belgium. Teixeira and Tamarino had a clear round at the 1.45 meter Grand Prix height. Kimiko Smith played his first PGA Tour Canada Monday qualifier sanction event. Smith played well, shooting a 3-under par 69 that put him into a 12-man playoff. Smith's round saw him shoot an eagle, 4 birdies, 10 pars, and 3 bogeys. In Bermuda Bowl hockey action at the PCC hockey rink last evening, and saw the Somerset Snappers defeat the Paget Pistols 7-6 in overtime. It's a hat trick for the Somerset Snappers, who also got 2 goals from Jeff Marash and a single from Tom Miller. Adam Mattal scored a hat trick for the Paget Pistols, while Joe Neal scored twice and Shannon Goose scored the other. In the nightcap, the Pembroke Pirates defeated the St. George Generals 9-4. Ryan Wilson and Jacob Amlong both scored hat tricks for the Pembroke Pirates, while Matthew Desjardins scored twice. Max Bovin added the other. Adam Cheever scored twice for St. George's Generals, while Jeffrey Engelman and Andrew Karnow scored a goal each. Nadavia Williams has been selected to represent Israel in an American football international game against Spain. Williams is quoted as saying, "We've been preparing for a very long time, and we can just see the end of the road. The important game against Spain at the end of the month in Madrid will be a big one." End quote. Commercial Summer League softball season continued at the Michael Priest Softball Diamond last night. However, it was cut short due to rain. Fox It Up defeated PWC 24-3 in the opener. Mike Jardine went 4 for 5 from the plate for Fox It Up. He hit 2 doubles, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs, while Chris Pitcher chipped in, going 4 for 5 from the plate with 2 doubles, 1 home run, and 4 RBIs. Stephen Chin went 2 for 4 from the plate for PWC with 2 RBIs. In ladies division action, the Lady Zebras defeated the Hard Knock 13-12. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Wednesday, August 19th, there will be sunny periods with occasional showers and a risk of thunderstorms. Winds will be west-southwesterly and light, increasing moderate in precipitation. The high will be near 85 Fahrenheit, the low near 76 Fahrenheit. Thank you for watching VSB News Online for Tuesday, August 18th. I'm Peter Cattell.